teasing stick, piece of wire, that should do it. That should be fine. So what I can do with this is just shake off any of the stones that are in the middle. Just make sure they're firmly planted in. Let's get this and try and flick those out of the way. Just hold that steady. That's better. Right. Let's just firm the soil in as good as I can. So it's the first time I've done one of these, so I don't know whether I'm doing right or wrong. We will find out in the fullness of time. Right, so I think we'll just give the top a little bit of a water again. And the good thing with this is a mixture of akadama and horticultural grit in here, so when it dries out the akadama goes a light colour, so we'll know when it needs fit. So what I'll do, I'll just tip away the excess water that's in the bottom, so we don't need the roots sitting in water, because one thing they will do is rot, just like a normal bonsai would rot. So that's got rid of most of the water by the look of it. There we go. So a little firm around again. Let's see if this will just firm down the soil. There we go. That's looking pretty good. I think that one will just need a little bit of extra there. Right, so there we go. That's the terrarium potted up. I will leave that in the greenhouse for a couple of days just to see how it goes. Keep it out of the wind and things like that. So we'll leave that there for now. That should be fine. While we're at it, let's have a cup of coffee. It's quite cold in the garden at the moment. And then we've got a few little things still to pot up. Ah, that's better. Right, so I've got all of those. There's the rest. That one. So that came out of that pot there. I think I've put them into there. Let's see. Well, I'll use this bonsai training pot, I think. Let's see what soil it's got in it. Not the best. Okay, right, so we can use some of that as a drainage level in the bottom, so that's quite large. And this is where we can use these stones as well, that came out of a sieving. Because they're large, they'll make a nice drainage level. So that if we do overwater at any stage, this is going to give the roots a barrier between the water and the roots, so that's quite nice. So we'll give it a second layer of the second grade grit and akadama. There we go, that's that. Let's fill that in. One more should do it. There we go. Right, so that's got a lot of root. I'm going to cut that tap root off. I'll just shorten some of these extra long roots like I've done before. Again, I'm going to treat this as a bonsai. Whether I'm doing right or wrong, I don't know. Let's cut some of these dead leaves off. Take those off. Make it look a bit prettier. There we go. Right. I'll put that one at the back. Put a little soil to hold him up. That one can go on a separate planting of its own. Again, let's just take some of the ends of the roots off. Make it a bit easier to handle. There we go. And that one can go at the back. It's good that there's no roots at the back of these for some reason, so they can go right against the edge of the pot and just hold themselves up by putting a bit of weight on the root. There we go. Next one. It's got some really long root on there, so we'll have that off of there. I can come off. We'll sit him there. Didn't want to get him full up with soil. Let's just flick that out of there. Right, so this one, get rid of that. That'll do for that. That one can go in that position. That's good. Just cover those roots over. Stop them drying out. It's a bit of a cold day today, so we can protect those roots as much as possible. This one, can I make that small one off of there? Doesn't want to come. Oh, yes, it does. There we go. So that's got a little tiny piece of root on it. So we'll put him in the middle. Let's get a larger scoop. And we should be able to finish this off in one go. Right, let's fill up those holes. That looks good. Right, so we give that a little water. Settle the soil around the roots. And again, we put this back in the greenhouse for a few days. Keep it in a nice atmosphere so they can hopefully recover from the stress of being repotted. With a bit of luck, they're all going to grow away nicely. We'll have a few more cacti to play with. There we go. So that's okay. Let's put that in the greenhouse. Let's put that one there for the moment. Right. So these are all of the cacti that we had. So there's a few, they're showing signs of regrowing, so I'll give them a couple of weeks and I might repot those again. There's a big pot of them there. They tend to sort of die off in the winter and then they come back in the spring, so hopefully they'll be as good as gold. Let's put those just there. That's it. Right, so I need one more pot for this one. So it doesn't look like it's got its own roots, so I'm going to need a fairly deep pot to put all of that in. I won't cut any of that off. Let's just use, well, that could be a, no, I'll leave that for a bonsai. Let's put it in this one. Right, so again what I'll do, I'll use this heavy soil here as a drainage level. There we go, that should be enough in there. Let's get the second layer of stones first. Be enough for that. There we go. Just settle that in around there, and then we can get the fine grade fill up. There we go. Right. Another water. Again, put this in the greenhouse, see what happens to this one. The top of this seems extremely wobbly to me. I'm not sure whether I should have planted that deeper so it puts some roots out. We'll see what I'll leave it attached to the main root for now and we'll see what happens. As I say, I'm not an expert on cactus, so we shall see. Let's get the rest of this fine layer. Just top the rest of that. Put some more in there. Let's give it a chance to root into there if it wants to.